Succeed. Let's make sure that history never forgets the name. Enterprise. Guard out.
Our lives are different to anybody else's. That's the exciting thing. Nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
Greenville, I am calling battle station. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds, but don't worry. I started a very long time ago.
Morning, the War Council of Gallifrey. This is the Doctor.
You might say I've been doing this all my lives.
Good luck.
Stand by.
Ready. Commencing calculations. Turn me there.
Cross the boundaries that divide one universe from another.
Got to lock onto his coordinates.
And for my next trick, I didn't know when I was well off. All 12 of them.
No, sir.
Ah! All 13!
Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Good evening, gentlemen. I hope you're doing well. This is not live. You can tell it's not live because I got a. This isn't even my one. I got a dog leash right here. My daughter gave it to me because she thought my dog would like it. Anyway, I normally clean stuff up over there before I go live. I'm not live right now. This is not live. For me, it is Passover. For me, the holiday of Passover has just begun. Or is just beginning? It's beginning in an hour, right? I'm offline for 24 hours. I actually get a 24-hour reprieve where I don't have to watch the new episode of Doctor Who. My review, and it'll be like a live first reaction review, will be tomorrow night. It'll be Sunday at 7:30 p.m. UK time, and that'll be just after the first day of Passover ends for me. I'm able to get offline. I will get back online and watch it. Right, that's essentially what's going down. So yeah, I got so much to do this morning. You have no idea, right? You have no. This is an important insert I have to make. You have no idea what I got. Right, this morning I have. Okay, first thing you should know. This is the third time that intro reel just run. I put it on the first time, and then the internet ran out. I'm recording this on StreamYard, which means it's an online recording. It's easier for many reasons, right? So I schlep upstairs to reboot the router, right? Last night I did a stream on Thursday stream. It was out for 15 minutes. It was a nightmare. Anyway, reboot the router. Came downstairs, started the intro again, and then it finished with, yes, indeed, I did. I was all, did my opening show, and I hadn't put myself the camera on. So I'm like, well, if I'm recording this, I might as well do it. So I did it a third time, right? A third time, because I love you, baby. Because I love you. Anyway, so Doctor Who is going to be on BBC in about, a couple of hours from now at 6:50. Again, thank God I don't have to watch it today, another 24 hours without watching awful Doctor Who. And that means, these 8 episodes are going to be 24 hours less of hell for me. That's very good. And these are the last 8 episodes plus. How many episodes of the War Between the Land and the Sea? Which everybody says is quite good, but they said that about Doctor Who last year as well before it came out, and it wasn't. Anyway, point is this: Doctor Who is dead. Doctor Who is on its arse, and it sounds like it's really, really, really on its arse, and it's not coming back. I thought, they may go for, and I don't know, right? I have no inside information, but I thought they may go with, let's say Disney drops out, which seems very likely to me, and they don't have an international partner because they really fucked over the IP. Right, they just fucked the franchise so hard in the arse. I know, and also, finding our streaming partner is going to be hard. I heard that Amazon cancelled their super woke Tomb Raider, written by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. They paid her $20 million a year since 2019 to develop it. Could you imagine that? Okay, that's just insane to me. But the pendulum is swung or swinging against woke. It depends how committed the BBC is to failure. So I thought it was possible they could go ahead and do like continue. I don't think Shooty Gut was continuing, right? I think he's done and done. But I thought they can continue. But I don't know. I think the cultural zeitgeist is Doctor Who is an interesting deal, which is what this video is about, right? This video is like why people are not interested in Doctor Who. Anyway, but we did get confirmation that it's not coming back. I feel it's confirmation on Newsround, where you find out, all the most important information. Where is it? Video file, doink. There we go. Here we go.
Anyone know anything? Seriously?
Okay, so this is firstly, Shooty, why are you dressed like a fucking twat? And Veranda, you look freaking gorgeous, darling. I mean, she just looks hot. But what's with that flower and a piece of string as a belt? It looks so stupid. Oh, it annoys me how stupid it looks. Right? But okay, fine. It's annoyingly stupid. But yeah, this was at the premiere, and this must be later in the premiere because they're asking this question about what any news about season 3. No, there isn't. And it seemed the vibe I got from these pieces with Verada and Shooty, or Nakuti, whatever he wants to call himself, is that they hadn't seen each other for a while, and they weren't planning on seeing each other, for a while, right? Look, Doctor Who's over. And why is that? You know why it's over? Very, very simple reason, right? Because people don't like shit, and
everything woke turns to shit, okay? It's true. Look at what's happening.
I don't see a way you could logically argue against that, right? Everything woke turns to shit. Yeah, I think that's very, very fair. I do. Anyway. So they're asked about season 3, and you see the look of absolute terror in their eye.
Very quickly, Series 3. Anyone know anything? Series 3?
I don't know.
I'm asking you guys. You should know more than me.
I don't know anything.
I kind of know that the Doctor's reached the status of like Robin Hood. Sometimes there might be a pause. And
I mean, again, Shooty didn't look like he was going to get their question, but here, look at it. Sometimes there might be a pause. You mean like when you've destroyed it, like those times? Do you think there might be a pause then? Right? Yes, I think that's normally when there might be a pause, right? When it's absolutely on its bloody ass, yeah. When you whooped it to death.
Robin Hood. Sometimes there might be a pause, and during that pause, the viewers of Newsround now will grow up a few years and start writing stories, and they'll bring it back. So
that's not optimistic, right? That's not optimistic that we got a new era is on its way, right? Like a season 3 of the queer era. No, it sounds like it's dead until somebody revives it. And last time took from where did you count from? 89 or 96? I guess 89. Yeah, they tried to revive it in 96. 89 to 2005, 16 years, could be. And look, frankly, I liked the wilderness years, right? The 90s were a good time in Doctor Who for me. Yeah, but which is what he's saying here.
I have absolute faith that will survive because I'm living proof of it. And that's what happens to good ideas. No good idea ever dies.
They do. I mean, like, when's the last Buck Rogers show that you saw, Russell? Not for a while, right? No, yeah. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't look good, does it? Does it? And again, so that's what this video is mainly about. Why is Doctor Who on its ass? Why is it dead? Well, again, as Donald said, everything woke turns to. Anyway, let me hand over to me from when is it? I'm recording this on Friday morning. So I recorded this on Tuesday. When I recorded on Tuesday, keep this video, Tzvi, because this will do you proud for Saturday night. Back on Sunday, right? Sunday, 7:30. I'll be fresh-faced and bushy-tailed, and I have just watched the Robot Revolution. Which, okay, my prediction is, I really think it's a good idea for a story, right? I like the idea that her boyfriend bought her a star as a present, and then robots in the 20 years later from that planet comes and takes her as a queen. I think that's a great idea. I think it's going to be marred, and I think she's a great actress. I think it's marred by Shooting Gatwa's really poor performance. He's a very weak actor. He can only play super gay, right? It's the only thing he's able to do. And the insertion of a finger-wagging lecture about toxic masculinity, as long as it's white people, right? They're aiming at wagging finger at white working class people. I wonder why the show failed. I don't know. Anyway, let me hand over to me from a few days ago. We could start with the Telegraph review, I think, which is probably quite. We could do the Radio Times review as well, right? Because my contention is this: Russell T Davies has absolutely lost the plot about where culture is. Right, he has no idea where culture is, and culture is telling him to shut up. Oh, we're not saying we hate gay people. We hate everything about being gay. We hate pretending that gay people are under any form of oppression. Firstly, secondly, we hate that queerness is everywhere in everything. Doctor Who Season 2 review, a great intro for a new companion. I think she is going to shine. This is going to be a great show reel of Rana Season, right? I think she's really, really going to. She did post like pro-Palestinian the other day. I can forgive her that. She's in that idiot liberal lovey world. What are you going to do? But I think she's really going to. I think this is going to do a lot of good for her, right? I don't think not so much for. No, it did a lot of good for Millie Gibson as well. I don't think so much for Russell Davies' career. Bradley makes a strong first impression of Belinda Chandra in a tale mixing high sci-fi with toxic masculinity. Blah, fuck off! Oh, God! Like, that show Adolescence, right? Like, really? What? Like, why don't you do a show about radical Islamic, everyday radical Islamic people who like to stab white boys, right? How about that? No. We got to make the villain a white toxic male. Preachy subtext. Yeah. That is Rusty Davies to a T now. Great interview going, but the preachy subtext. Oh no, does he see racism? Maybe he'll cry. Oh, anything adolescents can do on Earth, Doctor Who BBC One can do in space and time. And you shouldn't really be trying to do that, right? Everybody's saying adolescents are a bit of cack. The sci-fi favorite returns, former favorite, not so anymore, with an episode full of rockets, ray guns, killer robots, with the underlying theme of toxic masculinity. Oh, fuck off! Like, why do you have to be so intently hateful to your audience? Maybe you could say it come from the idea that maybe your audience aren't insane cunts, but no. This was written before. Anything before, was it the Star Beast what was aired? This was written a long, long time ago. Location confirmed, but presumably is location unconfirmed, but presumably somewhere in the manosphere. Welcome to Planet the Incels. I mean, again, I hate that again in what was it? Adolescence, and I haven't seen it. I just seen the clip. You have this 12-year-old boy who's called an incel, which means there should be an expectation that he should be fucking a lot. No, he's a 12-year-old boy. Maybe he should just be being a kid and enjoying himself. 16, 12. Those are Chris are the rebooted series who are being preachy and overly political, unlikely to be placated by this unsubtle swerve into the culture war. It's not a swerve. It's been plowing through the culture and again on the losing side and going down every time, right? Again, and I got to explain to Russell Davies, going down is not a good thing, mate. Going down is not a good thing. I love it. It's marvelous. No, that's not what we meant. Oh, yes, it is. A shame because as far as the episodes introducing companions go, the robot revolution works great. I bet that's true. Right? I bet that's true. Zrana Season makes an impact as Belinda Chandra, one of the most reluctant Tardra travelers in recent memory. Well, you got Tegan. Okay, after Tegan, can anybody fly this? Anybody fly this ship? Who's after Tegan? It was that Perry? Did she come after Tegan? I guess she did. Yeah, Perry. No, she was quite happy being on the TARDIS. Super happy. And then went to Rose. Yeah, no, Rose happy. For others, he makes an immediate impact for Linda Trundle, one of the most reluctant TARDIS in recent memory. Feisty and formidable. She takes no nonsense from the 15th Doctor, Judy Gatwa. Again, she is the acting centre of the show. I'm not in one of your adventures, she assists. It's refreshing to see Intergalactic Noel on the back foot. He's always on the back foot when he's not like smarmily being sexually suggestive, right? Back foot for a change, despite Belinda's apparent immunity to timeless dazzling smile. I have completely immune. God, shooting up with just annoys the fuck out of me now. Right, and dashing charisma, let's run out maybe. It's still a magical moment where she sees the interior of the blue box for the first time. That's always fun. Back in the teens, Belinda's ex-boyfriend named her a star, named a star after her as a romantic birthday gift. Fast forward to the present day, and the robots are living on that far-flung planet come to claim their queen. They kidnap Belinda. Again, great story. Oh, that's a great story. Oh, that's such a Doctor Who story, right? They could do that in any, pretty much any era, all right? Wouldn't it be great that you had, I don't know, the TARDIS lands in London with Tegan and Nyssa and, say, Turlo, right? To tie some loose ends for Turlo, or to see Turlo's girlfriend, or one of Tegan's flatmates, and she's been kidnapped by aliens, right? With the Doctor has to go. That's a great Doctor Who-y idea. This is why the woke mind virus is so fucking evil. It's a great idea. They kidnap Belinda in their spaceship, planning to marry off to their overlord, the AI generator, artificial generator, and male rage. What? Artificial to their overlord, the AI generator. Artificial intelligence and male rage. Rossley Davies managed to squeeze 2 hot buttons this with a 45-minute of tea time action. And therefore, everybody leaves. No one's interested in being lectured by you political weirdos. In a family-friendly sort that makes a lurch into gender politics totally jarring, yes. Hard-hitting Netflix genre is one thing. Early evening entertainment is another. What a man. And again, this is normies talking, right? When normies are talking and saying, enough, fucking already, enough, right? They mean it, right? One can imagine young viewers turning to their parents and asking what species these scary sounding incels are, whether coercive control is a bit like remote control. Good luck answering that question, grown-ups. This stab at satire is daft, dumb, and clumsily done. Like every stab at political satire. Clumsy. I mean, that's such an accurate description. And it's such a great idea. More friendly are the sly nods to Star Wars, the villain resembling Darth Vader, and the cutesy Roomba-style cleaning robot, complete with catchphrase, polish. Oh, boy. Foley and R2-D2 tradition. I mean, that sounds like the robot from Waters of Mars. Well, Disney does own Lucasfilm. It could, and has a stake in the Hooniverse nowadays, not for much longer. Belinda's day job is an A&E nurse. Oh, can she not dress as a sexy nurse one time? Maybe I'll do that for next thumbnail. And some things are never going to change. Something that she mutters while tending to injured anti-robot rebels. There's always a doctor standing in the back while nurses do the whole fuck off. Why is it you're complaining about everything all the time? Oh, evil man. And you notice, women who live in repressive societies, right, where you got to wear a burqa and you can't walk outside with a man, Yeah, they're not so mouthy. The script fairly fizzes with ideas. I bet it does. I'm going to say I missed the line. There's always a doxatic background, though. Futuristic gadget takes the form of rizzy X-ray blankets. Okay. Again, yeah. It is just, Russell is completely tone bloody deaf. Skipson fairly fizzles with ideas. There's a creepy fourth-wall break from the enigmatic Mrs. Flood. Kind of no reference. The Doctor's two hearts go padam. I don't get it. Okay. Clever recurring wordplay which enables humans to talk about their metallic overlords without their metallic overlords hearing. Davies sneaks in a sly dig at former showrunner when he scoffs, timey-wimey, what am I, 6? I mean, okay. The quest to get her back home looks set to be the overarching storyline in the 8-part run, which is a very good idea. The mysterious force preventing their return, the teaser what's to come, debris from a familiar Earth landmark floating in the ether, and downright spine-chilling. Less adolescence, more Ad Astra. So yeah, it looks like a great episode of Doctor Who, absolutely ruined by hating the culture that spawned it, right? Which I think this article really kind of like segs into. One fan's take. This is, do we have his name? I don't know. Doctor Who used to feel welcoming. Now it feels antagonistic. Yes! It does feel antagonistic if you're, white and straight. Yes, it does. By Charlie Matheson. Charlie, I feel your pain, my baby. My baby, that's really weird. I feel your pain, Habibi. We'll go for that instead. In recent years, Doctor has felt like a show, hasn't felt like a show and grown up with love. Where do you get into it? That's the question. It's not just nostalgia either. It feels like something going deeper. Has shifted, and it's and not in a way that brings people together. These days, fans don't seem to talk much about plots or mysteries anymore because the plots are paper thin, and it's just written so stupidly. Instead, most of the noisy conversations around Doctor Who are about controversy, politics, identity, and whether the show is making some kind of statement. Obviously, it is. Now, with the upcoming series, Labor should be got where new commander is flared up again before a single episode is aired. Okay, I'm going to forgive Varada C for this because I think this is a manufactured quote. In recent Radio Times interviews, Seether addressed one of the backlash over the shows, as they say, I think we're doing the right thing if we're getting comments like that. Well, that's the thing. She lives in an idiot little bubble. No, it's not a good thing, right? It's not. It really is not a good thing. Oh, there you go. Problem being, but that is a kind of an over reference because, of course, it is. Well, again, I didn't think they'll go for anything vehemently masculine. Dr. Alex is here doing Dr. Alex. Oh man, am I cream cracking? I didn't listen to the thing I said I was going to listen to today because I ran out of steam and I ended up collapsing. Tomorrow I have to clean for Passover the downstairs, my basement, right? So I will have my listening ears on. Hey, remember the Daleks on renders? Rusty Davis says they ain't coming back, baby. There's no recurring villain. They're not coming back. Look, he had it so right the first time round. Like, what was it? The perfect balance is 30% classic of recurring villains and 70% new, right? That's the perfect 30 to 40%, right? That's the perfect balance, right? Because you want the majority to be new things, and you want the return things to be like peppered in, like a condiment. I think we're doing the right thing if we're getting comments like that. And Gatway, we're going to piss off so many people. Now, John Boyega made exactly the same mistake. No one's mad that you're black, right? It's like, hey, John Baker said, "Oh, the fans hated me because I was like, no, it wasn't. Pandering was making it so you weren't a fucking character anymore, right? The people you were looking for to pissing off are normal, everyday people. They're not racist, they're not bigots. You are. I couldn't help but cite this because all I could think of. I miss the days when it felt like the marketing and mission of the show was to bring people together. It's so not anymore. You're so right. I remember when new season Doctor Who saw fans ferociously speculate on what the new monsters would be, or what villains might return, or the strange planet they would land on next. Excitement, the sense of mystery that was... I wish I knew when he got into Doctor Who. Because he could be talking about any age, couldn't he? That excitement, that sense of mystery that was part of made the show feel magical. Headlines that were increasingly about how many feathers the show might ruffle are not a kind of build-up that makes me want to grab the popcorn and settle down on Saturday night. Nobody does. Again, no one's interested in statement entertainment. Other than people who agree with the statement, which is a tiny minority and shrinking all the time. Well, it's not entirely possible that Gatwa's comments were said with a degree of humor behind them. Not really. I don't think. Who knows? He's just a dummy. And that's the other thing. Jodie Whittaker's a bit of dummy as well. You can't have a dummy play the Doctor, right? Because they're bad at it. It's still worth acknowledging that when the actor playing the Doctor seems to embrace more antagonist, it can feel like Oz with the spirit of the character. And the thing is, gaslight you saying, "Oh, you're so hateful." Why? By saying you're full of hate? No, it's you, mate. Regardless, the way Gatwa phrased it, they were going to annoy a lot of people carries the assumption that those people are reaching for the wrong reasons. And yes, there are people who push back at everything these days. That's true. I've called things woke when they weren't woke, right? Because I got caught up in it, Westworld particularly, and I've regretted it ever since. And I try and fix it every time I talk about it, right? If something's not woke, something's not woke. If something's, I'm always excited to be positive about something, right? But yeah, no, trouble is, so much is woke. Right? To be clear, I consider myself a fairly progressive-minded person. Well, you used to be, but not anymore. Not if you're not into like kids cutting their bollocks off and like public orgies in the street. Then you're not. Oh yeah, so I know that people are going these days, and some of those voices are toxic. But not everyone who's struggling with the current version of the show is coming from that place. But here's the thing: anybody who has any criticism will be labeled toxic. And the more legitimate and accurate and damning that criticism is, the more they'll be labeled a racist, which is why I'm always called racist, right? For some reason. To be clear, I found myself in a fairly progressive-minded person, but I found myself feeling frustrated lately, and not because the cast has changed or because the show has become more diverse. It's because along the way, the balance has shifted. The story stopped feeling like they're for everyone and started feeling like they were aimed at proving a point to someone. Exactly. A culture shaped by outrage. Oh, man, you have nailed it. 100%. They love outrage. It's how they feel like they're good people. That's why it's so important to them. It's also worth acknowledging how much of the conversation around Doctor Who has been shaped by the media environment surrounding it. Mainstream press outlets often latch on to the more controversial. That's very true. That is very true. And they G up a lot of these controversies and polarizing angles, and the headlines are increasingly framed to spark outrage or tribal response throughout the rather than thoughtful discussion. But then you have the opening episode being about toxic masculinity and incels. And I bet those incels are white, right? That creates a distorted version of fandom where loud voices are either extreme, get most airtime, or everyone between is pushed to pick a side. Yeah, that's fair. And also, look, you have the official fandom, Doctor Who fandom, that are all of this like weird, progressive, toxic worldview. Social media plays into this too. I mean, again, look, Doctor Who used to appeal to like people on the outskirts of society, right? But now people on the outskirts of society are just disgusting, right? We used to all be kind of nice and normal. Oh man. Perhaps the launch engagement. The fastest way to get engagement is through negativity. Posts that arrogant, diversive, and accusatory get pushed to the top. Very true. While more measured, complex take gets buried. As a result, it often feels like Doctor Who is no longer something that we can just enjoy or critique. It has to be defended or torn down. Yeah, I'm into tearing it down because I think it's absolutely awful. The constant push between extremes makes it hard to get a good faith conversation about. About what's working, what isn't. Oh, everything you're saying is correct. It creates an atmosphere where all criticism is assumed to be bigotry and all praise is assumed to be blind loyalty. Yes! Yeah, I assume that as well. Like, what is it people like about Jodie Whittaker's Doctor? I don't understand. I just think they like agenda because of the agenda, right? The truth is usually somewhere in the middle. I think he's probably correct. Doctor Who Then and Now. Classic serials like The Green Death Agenda does tackle big social issues, but did it within unforgettable stories. You can watch them just for the adventure or look at the deeper meaning. Even the first half of the Revival era, you had episodes like Human Nature, Family of Blood, Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion, explored complex ideas, but they were ultimately about characters. Yes! And I think that's what made Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion work, even though I disagree with this fundamental closing premise. That was, the evil ISIS Zygons can be talked around with a nice speech about peace. The message was clearly there, but it didn't drown out everything else. Happiness Patrol, that's a great example. That's what I feel that we've lost. Not the values, but the way those values are woven into the show. Nowadays, it feels like they've been delivered with a big red highlighter pen. It leaves little room for wonder and imagination. If you don't like that approach, you're not on the correct sort of viewer anymore. Every viewer should be the correct sort of viewer. That's why the ratings are in the toilet. Totally blocked up there. 1 second. Oh, well, one air just popped. Sure, be better in a second. Well, sure. Classic Air Writer 76 talks about Doctor Who being for everyone, and so did Stephen Moffat. Dix warned against focusing too much on messing at the expense of telling a good story. Even Stephen Moffat once plainly said, "We have to keep everyone on board," making it clear he believed the show shouldn't cater to one side of the political spectrum, which it clearly does now. The side that believes that women can have penises, and it's got to be an integral part of the show, which it is. That spirit of a show that welcomed you in, no matter who you were, is what made Doctor Who appeal to a broader audience. Absolutely, and it doesn't do that anymore, right? It only appeals to people who they feel like they have a monopoly on alienation, and they gleefully alienate everybody. You feel their alienation, everybody else is some kind of is a revenge, right? And that's why it's so gleeful. When I watched Doctor Who, he was clever and brave. He didn't care who you voted for. Jodie Whittaker did, or 13th did, what you believed or where you came from. He was someone who tried to do the right thing, even when it was hard. No, not anymore. That's why it stings when the show an actor playing the Doctor seem happy to say piss people off. I worry that it's not the usual critics on the fringes who are feeling alienated. No, it's normal people. That's the trouble. As we're going to see we'll see in the normal media in a minute. And that matters because when a show is built on compassion and curiosity starts to feel combative, even the most loyal hearts can start to drift. Although I still love Doctor Who. Not this Doctor Who. I don't think it's Doctor Who. Everyone was welcome. Exactly. Do you remember when Christians were welcome to watch Doctor Who? Not anymore. Christians are only welcome if they embrace anti-Christian, ideals. There was a time when Doctor Who was regularly pulled in over 8 million viewers, sometimes even more. And don't tell me Netflix or whatever is the reason it's tanking now. It's not. It's because it was. It wasn't because it was safe or watered down, which it is now. It's because it spoke to everyone, right? It could be silly, smart, silly, political, thrilling, sad. Hopeful, sometimes all in one episode, and that mix made a show you could watch with your family, your friends, on your own, with your kids. It was wonderful, and know you belonged. If the show now speaks to only one part of the audience and a small part as well, That's a creative decision, but no one should be surprised it comes at a cost, especially provoking outrage is part of the appeal. What happens? When that happens, Doctor Who stops feeling like it belongs to everyone. Yes, felt that way for a long time now. What's at stake? The show's ratings have been steadily dropping for years. Reviews have been mixed, to say the least. Even Rusty Davies admitted the future is uncertain. I have no idea what's going to happen, right? Certainly not. The only thing I know is nothing's going down like Rusty Davies thought it would. Some reports say the show is hanging in the balance. And honestly, I would rather it was cancelled than carry on in this form. Really, much rather it would. I don't think Doctor Who is failing because of one thing. It's not just about the casting, the writing, or the politics, but the tone matters, the delivery matters. It's not about one thing, right? It's about the editorial decision making. The delivery matters, and the show that once brought people together starts to feel like it's making you pick sides, and that has inevitable consequences. I don't want the show to be cancelled. I really do. In this iteration, I do, because I think it'll either come back. If it's cancelled, there's three options. It either comes back and is fixed and is normal again. It either comes back and fails and vanishes forever, or it doesn't come back. I find option 3 the least likely option. I think it all happens, depends who makes it, right, and what's going on in the world. I don't want the show to be cancelled. I want it to be brilliant again. I agree with this person. I wanted to be the show that made you feel like anything was possible. Exactly. I want it to matter again, not just to some, but to everyone. And again, not being hateful to your audience. It's a really good idea. I understand no show can please everyone all the time, but Doctor Who once came remarkably close. He really did. And that's part of what kept it alive for decades. If it becomes a show for some, not for all, it has done. That might be one of the greatest losses of all. Well, again, look, the normies have spoken, right? The normies are done with this, right? I guess this was today, I think, this came out, this video. What are we up to?
Sacred in the United Kingdom, ladies and gentlemen. The latest version, the latest show to be fixed with trigger warnings, which basically is just certain people saying, oh, you better not watch this, it's really wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, Doctor Who has now got trigger warnings. Doctor Who is a show, apparently they are doing the trigger warnings about discriminatory aliens.
Yeah, so let me get, when he brings out somebody who knows about Doctor Who on.
Jeremy, I've got the particular DVD.
You're one of the 12 people who bought it. I get it. It looks awful. It looks awful, and it's outdated technology. But carry on.
It arrived just a few days ago. This is the one that's causing so much concern that needs trigger warnings about. You might notice it's only a PG certificate, though.
So let me explain this, right? So the caution comes on this new 4-part animation. Viewers are alerted to PG-rated The Savages, featuring alien beings and fantasy violence. The British Board of Film Classification also says episodes include verbal references to discrimination. Oh, shocking. And the discriminatory social structure of an alien society. I'm going to swear, get ready with the thing. It's a bloody programme. What is...
I know, they can't process anything. Somebody's asking me about the Telegraph article. Here, 1 second. I got it on the way back machine here. I'll put the link in the chat. It was asking me just now. Oti, here, this is for you. In the chat.
What? The alien...
The
other guy talking, he knows much more.
Story. He was the first Doctor Who.
Yes.
This story comes from 1966. They've lost the original footage, but they've got the audio, so they've animated it around the audio. The story is about the Doctor landing on an alien planet where there's a high-tech society, and this high-tech society is exploiting the low-tech society next door. The Doctor...
if that was... Yeah, that sounds like exactly what the wokies would be doing. Right?
Doctor's on the side of the slaves. He liberates them. He leaves behind his companion to make sure that these two parts of society are united. If anything, It's a woke left-wing story. It's not pro-slavery. It's not pro-exploitation. It's exactly the opposite. And it's a kid's show. It's a family show from 1966. Jeremy, the Doctor Who's been around for 62 years now, and he's come across some pretty weird and...
Yeah, sorry, I have to stop you there. You can't say he because that...
Oh, one of them. You're right. One iteration is a she. So
again, they just got to erase. They just got to put everything after Capaldi into its own reality.
He's and the she's that have been
she's. They are. Say that. That'll get me saying.
He, she's have come across a lot of weird and insane and bizarre adversaries, but none as weird and insane and bizarre.
And interestingly,
broadcasting film characters.
And interestingly, is that Doctor Who? I mean, it's like Star Trek, isn't it? People are really into it. Doctor Who's viewing figures have plummeted. Woke storylines.
Yeah, again, all that's happening now, and all that this new season will do, is shine a light on how shit Doctor Who is doing and how much people hate it.
Featuring, there was a transgender character, no problem with that, but it's just that everything seems to have been hijacked for some ideological morality, which I never...
Yes, it does. And again, if Jeremy bloody Carl has noticed, if my wife has noticed that every show has a gay person in it now or a trans person, then everybody's noticed.
Understand. At what point do you think, and you're a Doctor Who fan, you're about popular conservatism, at what point do you think we're going to, as a society, go, do you know what, can I just decide what I want to watch? Do you think I could just, even if you find it offensive, it's like Ricky Gervais is right, they're only jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel. If you don't, I mean, I said it for years after what happened to me, if you don't want to watch something, don't watch it, turn it off, for God's sake, but don't, I think, tell the rest of the world what they can and can't do.
You're completely right.
They love telling the rest of the world what they're going to do. Fadi, if I'm pronouncing your name, Paul, incorrectly, I do apologise. Fadi Kahuri? Fadi Kahuri says, smart, silly, political, sad, hopeful in one episode. Yeah, Inferno and Happiness Patrol comes to mind. Exactly, right? Fantastically written TV. Classic TV.
I agree with that. And I guess the good news here, sad for Doctor Who fans like me, but the woker that mainstream culture goes, people are turning it off. Yeah. Doctor Who's ratings, since it became more interested in spreading the message.
Post-Capaldi, everything happened post-Capaldi, and it just, it went into overdrive as soon as Tennant showed back up again. Oh, God, what a disappointment. We really thought it was over. I thought Shooty Gatwell would play it like the Doctor, not a queer fuck bunny. No, more queer fuck bunny, please. Oh,
rather than telling good science fiction, has seen its viewers, its ratings absolutely fall off the edge of a cliff.
So why wouldn't, right, Mark? Why? And I say this about politicians, and I'll say it about television makers. Piers and I have this discussion many times. Why wouldn't, politicians, but in this case, television stations, networks, production companies go, hold on a minute, I might be ticking an ideological box, but people want something. Like, we've sat here today, right? And I totally understand that tariffs are at the forefront of everybody's mind. The fact that it bores the bits off me, I'll do it.
Tariffs are going to whiz forward, blah, 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 blah. He's basically asking, why are studios saying, why are we making stuff that's...
More important than that, Mrs.
I mean, that's essentially it's like, why are they doing this? Like commercial suicide? It's because you've got many people in very powerful positions in the entertainment industry who this is their religion. It's more important than anything else, right? And then you've got a bunch of cowards who are scared to say anything, right? It's mind blowing. It really is.
The point of what people actually want.
I should refer this. It's even worse than that. That we've got into a position in which we assume absolutely no human being is at all resilient. That anything that
or has a sense of humour,
or has a sense of humour.
The wokies don't have a sense of humour. Again, religious fundamentalists never do.
Anything that might be to their liking is going to put them, might not be to their liking, is going to put them in a position of clinical shock and cause them mental health problems.
Well, again, and the sad truth is this, if you were brought up with participation trophies, this is the world that you want to live in now. 100%.
Reach for the off button if you don't like it. But what we're seeing in popular culture, I say it's happened with modern Doctor Who now. It's also happened with the catastrophic remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I mean, yeah, and like, wasn't the week or so before it came out, there was an investor vote that rejected the anti-woke group trying to take it over. Okay, good. I'm glad it failed. I'm glad you're losing money.
By Disney is if you are trying to just communicate a woke message to people, they aren't going to tune in. They aren't going to buy cinema tickets.
And yeah, again, look at this with this episode. Apparently, it's a great, delightful little plot. I really like that plot idea. Dipped in lecturing enough, and the lecturing destroys it all.
You are going to lose money. So sooner or later, the popular culture market needs to correct that people want good stories.
Trouble is the BBC. They don't need to correct, and they got this, communist, this totalitarian communist Labour government that'll protect them because they're their mouthpiece and will always protect them.
Fun. Witticism.
I thought the irony about that
occasionally be offensive.
Completely.
Right, and that's why I think that Superman's going to do well, right? And I just don't get the hatred it's getting. Like, I don't get it at all.
That's what people want to watch.
I thought the irony, the massive irony about the story that you just said, that appalling Disney woke remake of Sleep. What is it? Is it
Snow White.
Snow White. In their
yeah, talk about that. Blah 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 blah. This guy. This guy.
You have a detached liberal.
Yeah. So he's asking, why is this happening?
In Newcastle, exactly the same. Who are the people that think this woke madness is worth following through? Because I don't know any of them. Maybe as I say, maybe
I'm sure you do, mate. Right? I'm sure you do. Come on, you work in the entertainment industry.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, Jeremy, it's not you who lives in the cave. It's them. We have a detached, liberal, metropolitan elite who think they know best, who rarely visit Newcastle Airport, certainly never speak to anybody in the armed forces, and are totally detached from the real world.
Yeah, and that's exactly where we are.
Unfortunately, we find them at the top of filmmaking and broadcasting, and therefore they are pumping out things which equate to their particular predilections and prejudices, but it doesn't land with ordinary people.
Do you think that'll change? Do you think that'll change, Mark?
I think it is beginning to change.
It's beginning to change, but man, it's slow, and it's certainly not changed enough. Again, this new era Doctor, this episode coming up this Saturday, which again we're not reviewing until Sunday because that's when I'm able to see it, is was written before Star Beast aired, was written before Davros aired, was written before Doomsday. God help us.
I mean, because if you have got shares in these things. If you've got shares in the Disney Corporation,
but you just literally they just voted down an anti-woke revolution. By the way, you should know Sunday 8 a.m. the entirety of Doctor Season 14, the audio will be broadcast all in one day. Well, okay, I'm going to be reviewing 2 episodes a week, right, at the same time, hopefully, as the new episode of Doctor Who. Because I want you to know where good Doctor Who is, right? And it's certainly not going to be on TV.
Example, you're going to be asking for some searching questions about why this catastrophic woke Snow White movie has lost the Disney Corporation probably $200 or $300 million.
No, that's the trouble. No one's asking any of these questions, right? No one is. No, everyone's like, yeah, whatever, it's all good. No one's asking these questions. I wish they bloody were. Frankly, I think that would make things a bit better in the world, right? Yeah. Anyway, that was a wrong thing. Here we go.
They've stopped. They're not even having premieres because they've so sussed out that this is the biggest turkey ever. And you're right, from a business point of view, would you look at that and go, well, that didn't work because that's not what people want?
Yeah. People want quite traditional fare, really, heroic.
All right, so they basically say people want normal shit, right? I noticed Netflix right now has a bunch of old movies. It's got Total Recall, which I haven't seen them for years. But I bet you they do better. I bet one day there's going to be a streaming TV executive that has a brilliant idea. Let's make things like we did in the 90s and the 2000s, right? Where I mean, 22 episodes a year, right? 40 minutes, 44 minutes each at a lower budget, right? Or sitcoms like that as well. Like, just make things the way you used to make them. And that's the stuff that will get the viewers, right? That stuff will get the viewers. Got some more reviews. I'll pull this up. But also, here, let's get to the spoilers as well, right? The spoiler rumors, I should say. So here we are. It's over on Reddit. Yeah. Where we go? There we go over here. Doink. I mean, I love a bit of Reddit rumors. They are such bollocks. But again, this one's actually probably got I think apparently has a bit more clout to it. So and this time this came from actual person, Andrew Evans, former journalist for Doctor Who magazine. I think journalist is a strong word. The tenant leak is fake, but there is a past Doctor in the finale that helps Judy along with his regeneration. Dr. Ruth, you think? Joe Martin appears briefly in one episode. Yeah. Again, fine. I mean, like, they've always been keen to bring it on. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Susan is in episode 7. Oh, I believe this rumor now. I've heard it coming around a lot, right? Susan, such a bad idea. Grandfather, Anita and Joyce the World is in the finale. It makes sense. Don't care. You do not see Shooty, see who Shooty regenerates into. It's very much power the Doctor would have been if Russell Davies hadn't come back. Right? There are no Daleks other than a clip used from Classic Who. I believe that because here we got this other story over here. Is this it? Yes. Doctor Who confirms to move away from Daleks and other classic monsters in a different step. Yeah, we thought we'll suck. Rather than making it a show that everybody likes, we thought we would just make it suck. Yeah, that's a good idea. Upcoming season will once again focus on new baddies. It worked so well last time, didn't it? Doctor Who showrunner Russell Davies has stated that fans shouldn't expect any classic monsters this season. Last year's run didn't feature any baddies, with the exception of Sutek in the finale. That wasn't Sutek. I'm sorry. I think Mrs. Flood is the Rani. I think that's this kind of stupid thing that makes sense. And it looks like this year's episodes may go even further. Speaking to Radio Times, Davis explained he wants the show to focus on new villains this time round. I'm shifting away from Daleks and Cybermen and Master, partly because I came off the back of a story that literally had the Daleks and Cybermen and Master all in one episode fighting Jodie Whittaker. They weren't really fighting Jodie Whittaker, which was brilliant. But once that happened, it's just common sense to take a different... No! Have the Daleks show up once a fucking year, you fucking moron. Yeah, it's very endemic to having... Especially modern Who. Has there been a year that hasn't been Daleks? I thought they had to appear every year to maintain the rights. Doctor Who episode guide. Hang on. So ninth Doctor, yes, obviously we have the Daleks in that season. Daleks turned up in the season finale again. Evil and Jude, yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, I kind of like the Daleks in Manhattan. Voyage of the Stolen Earth Journey's End had the Daleks in, okay, every year. And then we had... There weren't Daleks in the next Doctor Planets Are Dead, Waters of Mars. Oh, there weren't any Doctors in between... There weren't any Daleks between 2008 and... Wow. There weren't any Daleks till the end of his run. Okay, so there were Daleks in 2008 through the entire 2009 when they only had the specials. There was no Daleks, but they came right on back in 2010 with what's it called again? Victory of the Daleks. Yeah, unfortunately, that's where the Teletubby Daleks came from. A Dalek appeared in a cameo, I think, didn't it? In the Wedding of River Song, he gets the Dalek Ice Stalk. That was we playing chess against Mark Gatiss in heavy makeup. which I thought was really quite cool. Sign of the Daleks, okay, they appeared that year. And then Into the Dalek. I really like that episode. I really thought that was a really strong episode. Mission's Apprentice, which was a million more Dalek. Yeah, that 2015. Then did we get any Dalek? Twice Upon a Time. We had the Dalek in Twice Upon a Time, I guess. Okay, so this was the longest run without recurring villains. Eternal Doctor Mysterio, Pilot, Smile, Thin Ice, Knock Knock, Oxygen Extremist, Pyramid and World, The Lie of the Land. Oh, Emperor's Miles, you had the Ice Warriors came back. Right? And then Ice Warriors Cybermen, and then, yeah, you get in Twice Upon a Time. And then you had it on the special every year. So 2019, Revolution of the Dalek. Okay, so it was off that year because it wasn't on. Then you had, they were all over the Flux, whatever, and Eve of the Dalek. And that was it, really. It's not the last time we saw Daleks. Bloody hell. January 1st, 2022. Okay. And again, look, the mix is, the perfect mix is 30 to 40% classic or recurring villains, and 60 to 70% new ones. But a little moments, little nods, little I can say, oh, you look like a Dravian, then I'm happy. Oh God, I just wish it wasn't shit. It looks like it's gonna be shit. I love that stuff. Sometimes writers put into scripts and we enjoy it, but it's just nods and Easter eggs. That's the flavor of transmission today, I think. You're wrong about everything, Russell. Every idea you've had has been a bad one, right? Don't trust yourself. Literally every idea you've had has been a dud. Has been a dud. It's been a duffer. Expanding on his love of references, Davies, who referred to the show as like a living text, you can't deny the fact it's 62 years old now. No, you actually can. Just stick to the initial formula, which you've gone way off by making him super gay and played by an idiot, right? Somebody who has no idea how to play the character. Season 1 feature a recurring villain in the form of Mrs. Flood. I don't care. Oh, I don't care. Really, genuinely do not care in any way, shape, or form. Oh, no, I can't. Do I have shooty stuff to look at? I don't think I can. There's the trouble. This new Doctor Who is just draining. The more stuff I watch, the more I'm like, oh God, no more. I just can't. Oh, it's coming back and I'm not excited. Let's look at the other headlines, then I'm going to head off into the sunset. What's this? Shooting up a second season starts off strong despite speculation about the show's future TV review. It's not getting renewed. Yeah, this is written by Variety, which is inside the bubble. I think Star Hoovian has it right. The opening episode of the new season will be about toxic masculinity of planet incels. We have a new companion to berate the Doctor for scanning her without consent. I'm not even joking. Doctor Who is finished. I tend to agree, frankly. I mean, not even the BBC would have as a glowing review. Robot Revolution preview. A shaky start, but rather Sith through science. I bet she does. Right? I have a lot of faith in Verada Sithu, not just because she's super duper hot. And yes, she is super duper hot. But like, I tell you, they needed like the Space Babies. Space Babies needed to knock out the park, right? And the real tragedy is Church and Rubio started to go in a new direction for Doctor Who, which I kind of was interested in. I liked. And then it just fell apart, right? Absolutely fell apart. And my name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.